You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodriguez for Black and White Live. My God, the college football coaching scene has went nuts. I went to bed last night, woke up with Brian Kelly being the new LSU head coach. I like the hire, provided he can recruit in the South. From an X's and O's standpoint, I really like the hire. I do. I thought if Brian Kelly ended up anywhere, it would be the NFL. The NFL has been chasing Brian Kelly for a long, long time. And I'm sure Notre Dame is sitting back and they are furious today. You could tell yesterday when Bob Stoops was talking, he was pissed. He was pissed about Lincoln Riley leaving because I'm sure he's thinking to himself, and just as Notre Dame is thinking to themselves, nobody leaves these programs, right? This is the program. Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and I'm sure they're furious. We know money is a thing in all of this. It is. So when I record a podcast later, I'm probably going to do NFL predictions as part of the podcast. I'm going to talk a little bit about that Lincoln Riley thing. Probably piss some OU fans off in that, but look, I think the SEC played a real role in this. I really do. Brian Kelly's text to Notre Dame players revealed as he's reportedly set to take that job. Let's talk about this a little bit. Brian Kelly reportedly sent a message to Notre Dame players via the team's system and asked players to show up in the morning so he could talk face-to-face about his decision to leave. Kelly is set to take a job at LSU. According to multiple reports, The Athletic reported the message Kelly sent to the Notre Dame football roster. Quote, "Men," the message began, "let me first apologize for the late night text and more importantly, for not being able to share the news with you in person that I will be leaving Notre Dame. I'm flying back to South Bend tonight to be able to meet with you in the morning, but the news broke later today, and I'm sorry you found out through social media or news reports. Quote, I will have more to share when we meet at 7 a.m., but for now, you know that my love for you is limitless, and I am so proud of all that you have accomplished, and our program is elite because of your hard work and commitment, and I know that will continue. I will share more in the morning when we meet. Again, my sincere apologies for not being able to share the news directly. Yikes. Kelly, 60, coached at Central Michigan and Cincinnati before he left the Bearcats for Notre Dame's opening. Kelly replaced Charlie Weiss before the start of the 2010 season and helped get Notre Dame back to prominence. In 2012, Notre Dame got to the BCS championship game to lose to Alabama 42-14. Kelly and Notre Dame reached the college football playoff twice but failed to win in either appearance. Notre Dame was also hit with NCAA penalties. In 2014, the school discovered that athletic training was providing impermissible benefits. The school self-reported the violation. NCAA determined the school needed to vacate the 2012 and 2013 victories. Ow. Kelly led the school to 9 bowl games during his tenure, only missing out during the 2016 season. He was 4-8. The team is 11-1 in 2021 with a major bowl game waiting. He was 113-40 all-time at Notre Dame and has the most wins for a coach in school history. That's pretty damn impressive considering Lou Holtz was there forever. Now, it should be noted, Brian Kelly is sort of making a trade-off here, okay? Notre Dame's got very, very stiff academic standards, a lot like Stanford in that, okay? There's always kind of a vision that the football program was limited in the talent it could get based on the fact that there's just some players they could not recruit. Okay? Now, depending on how you feel about that, you may agree or disagree with that. But the fact is, he is going to have the opportunity to recruit a wealth of talent at LSU. Very good scheme, X's and O's coach. Provided he can recruit, this will be successful. Now, a couple of things here. Number one, Brian Kelly, you do know you're going to the SEC, right? Okay, that's the one thing that cannot be lost here. Your level of competition versus the 1 or 2 or 3 hard games a year you play as an independent. Of course, they did some ACC stuff last year. That's going to be one thing. Look, the SEC is a pressure cooker, okay? Now, provided LSU has some patience, and this is the thing about some of these bigger programs, these dominant programs, you may have a down season, okay? You may have a down season. You got to withstand the urge to fire your coach, kind of like Texas, the Longhorns did with Tom Herman. Okay, he showed some progress. Yeah, he lost some games, but he looks a damn sight better than Sark. I can tell you that right now. And Tom Herman's name is being floated around for OU. Okay, he's being floated around for Washington right now. So you get the point, okay? Brian Kelly, are they going to have the same patience with you as Notre Dame? Okay, we don't know that. So he's got to be able to recruit. He should be able to recruit and get possibly more talent than he's used to. But you got to play in the SEC. And Oklahoma's about to find that out. Texas is about to find that out. And I truly believe that singular move was the biggest influence on Lincoln Riley for leaving Oklahoma. So we'll talk about that when I go to do predictions for NFL, and that's a joint live video and podcast. I'm going to start that podcast talking about Lincoln Riley, at least in brief, 2 or 3 minutes on it, okay? So tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. The carousel is starting to level out, okay? We'll find out what happens with Cincinnati. Luke Fickell, a lot of people think he may jump. This is the other thing, and we haven't talked about this. Notre Dame is still in play for a college football playoff here. If several teams lose and there's some, somehow Alabama beats Georgia or, Alabama gets beat by Georgia, they're going to have 2 losses. They're going to be out. What happens if Baylor beats Oklahoma State, Michigan loses? Notre Dame could very well be in play for the college football playoff, and Brian Kelly may or may not be gone. I don't know if my gut feeling is he's not going to coach the bowl game. So that could get interesting. Wow, this is crazy. This NCAA coaching thing has been nuts. Nuts. Peace. I'm out. Till next.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.